Tell me when y'all ready.
I'm ready.
Pull. 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 That was pretty easy. We're using a Franke Affinity in 20 gauge, modern shells. There's nothing to it. But let's talk about something else. From the late 17th century to the early 19th century, a fowler would have looked something more like this, using a Flintlock fowling gun, or in this case, an Indian trade gun. This is pretty much an equivalent of the modern 20 gauge that we just used. It's a 62 caliber Flintlock. The barrel length is the same, about 28 inches. Let's see how easy it is to shoot some trap with this thing. The shells we were using in our Franke Affinity were 20 gauge, 2 3/4 inch shells using a 7/8 ounce of shot and 2.5 drams of powder. 1 dram equals 27.3438 grains. So to try to duplicate this shell, we're going to use 68.35 grains of Schutzen 3F black powder. Let's see if we can hit some skeet now. Oh. 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 3 out of 5. Not too bad with the Flintlock. Obviously with practice, I could probably do better and hit all 5. It does have a slower lock time than the modern firearm I was using. There's a delay between the time the flint hits the frizzen and the gun actually goes off. Somebody living in the late 17th, 18th, and early 19th century, they wouldn't have had that problem. They would have, this would be all they knew. But there was a man named Robert Beverly. He lived in Virginia. He was born in 1667 in Virginia, one of the first generations of Anglo-Americans born in Virginia. And he commented about all the wildlife that lived in Virginia, and he commented about how much waterfowl they had, you know, ducks and geese, things like that. And obviously they had a lot more there than they do now. There's been lots written about how much waterfowl there was in the United States at the time of contact. But Beverly claimed that he had killed above 20 of them with a shot. Assuming that means he, with one shot of his fowling piece or his musket, that he killed 20 ducks. Based on what we saw today, I'm not sure how believable that is. There was a gun eventually created in the 19th century called a punt gun that was capable of killing lots of ducks with one shot. These were made for commercial hunting. They've been outlawed. However, with something like this, I really don't see how Mr. Beverly could have killed 20 with one shot. Maybe he meant that he killed 20 on one outing of shooting. That's how I would interpret that statement. But I wasn't there. Maybe he did take 20 with a shot. But we'll just, you know, I guess we'll never know. Thank you.